You know that feeling, right? That moment of pure frustration when you're completely cut off and your phone flashes those two words you absolutely dread: no service. But what if that feeling just disappeared? Forever. I mean, really think about it. What if, no matter where you are, on top of a mountain, in the middle of the ocean, didn't matter, you always had a signal? Well, believe it or not, this isn't science fiction anymore. It's the incredible story of a company called AST SpaceMobile. They took on a challenge that a lot of experts, and I mean a lot of them, said was basically a physics impossibility. So let's get into it. And this whole crazy journey started in a pretty unassuming warehouse down in Midland, Texas. The goal was so simple but so revolutionary. Build a satellite that could talk directly to the regular old smartphone you already have in your pocket from 300 miles up in space. No special gear, no weird dish, just your phone. So how do you even begin to make the impossible possible? Well, you don't just build a slightly better satellite. No, you completely reinvent the whole thing. You build cell towers that live in orbit. And the scale of what they came up with is just mind-blowing. We're talking about their Bluebird Block 2 satellites. Get this, each one unfolds to the size of a tennis court. That makes them the largest commercial phased arrays ever sent to low Earth orbit. That's just a fancy way of saying they have these massive, super smart antennas that can game a signal with incredible precision. They're all powered by a custom-built chip, the AST 5000, a brain designed to do this one job perfectly. And they're designed to be stacked, kind of like pancakes, so rockets can haul a bunch of them up at once. So you put all that incredible engineering together, and what do you get? You get this number, 120 megabits per second. Now, to put that in perspective for you, that is absolutely fast enough to stream 5G video right from space directly to your standard smartphone. No joke. And that's when you really see the mission here. These things aren't just satellites floating around up there. They are, for all intents and purposes, orbital cell towers. It's a global network with one single goal: to make the dead zone a thing of the past. But listen, having the most advanced tech in the world is only half the battle. If you really want to go global, you're going to need partners. And this is where the story goes from one company's big ambition to a legitimate global force. By March of 2026, something huge happened. AST SpaceMobile locked in a multi-continental deal with Orange, one of the biggest telecom companies on the entire planet. This wasn't just another partnership. This was the moment the company officially went from being a cool startup to a major player on the world stage. And the key to this whole deal is a concept called the sovereign gateway. Now, this is genius. See, unlike some competitors who might bounce your data all over the globe, this model makes sure that if you're an Orange customer, your data stays under your home country's laws and security. It never leaves. The impact of this is just staggering. For millions of people in Europe, boom, you now have 100% coverage. For 29 countries across Africa and the Middle East, it finally solves that last mile problem, connecting places where it's impossible to build towers. For ASTs, it's a massive, guaranteed payday. But here's the kicker. It builds a huge competitive moat, basically locking out any rivals who can't play by these super strict data sovereignty rules. So just when you think the story is all about global communication, it takes a really dramatic turn. Because it turns out, a satellite powerful enough to talk to your phone is also powerful enough to help defend an entire nation. And this quote from former President Donald Trump really sets the stage for what happened next. See, in early 2026, the US government really started paying attention to what ASTS could do. And they realized that this technology was what they call a dual-use asset. What started as a consumer product suddenly had massive implications for national security, specifically for a highly classified program sometimes known as the Golden Dome. AST SpaceMobile was officially named a prime contractor for the U.S. Missile Defense Agency. Those same giant satellite arrays, first designed for phone calls and TikToks, are now set to become the eyes of a sophisticated shield designed to track and stop hypersonic missiles. Yeah, the stakes just got a whole lot higher. Okay, so we've got the tech, we've got the global partners, we've got national security contracts. It's an unbelievable story. But there is one more piece to this puzzle we have to talk about, and it involves the biggest name in space. So, as of early 2026, AST SpaceMobile was valued at around $34 billion. I mean, that's a huge number, right? For sure. But just keep that number in your head for a second.
Because at that exact same time, the rumors were flying that their biggest competitor, SpaceX, was looking at a truly staggering $1.5 trillion valuation for its own IPO. Now, here's the catalyst. A lot of analysts believe that if the market actually values SpaceX at that level, it will cause a massive reset for the entire space industry. It would force investors to look at a company like ASTS and think, wait a minute, that's not expensive. That's a deep value bargain. And why is that? Because as this new space race is heating up, ASTS is the only public company with the actual patents to deliver high-speed 5G directly to standard unmodified phones. They are a pure play in a market that absolutely everyone wants a piece of. And they are absolutely ready to go for it. A recent billion-dollar capital raise gives them what you'd call a fortress balance sheet. They are fully funded to get their first batch of satellites up and running. Like their CEO, Abel Avelin, said himself, this is the year. It's the year they stop just proving the tech works and start making it the new global standard for how we all connect. The era of the dead zone, it's coming to an end. Which, brings us all the way back to the beginning, from a Texas warehouse to a global network that's defending nations and connecting entire continents. And it leaves us with one final huge question. Beyond just being able to make a phone call from anywhere, what does a world with zero dead zones truly look like?